Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to our weekly roundup called And Box. So we're going to talk about everything boxing, mainly amateur boxing, but we're also going to talk about pro boxing because we absolutely love it. So I'm going to start off with the boxing match on the weekend with Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. What a fantastic tear-up that was. So obviously Artur Beterbiev is a monster and he pretty much destroyed Callum Smith and it ended in the 7th round. So Callum Smith is a hell of a fighter, so that Artur Beterbiev just goes on and everyone wants to see the match between Beterbiev and Bivol. So hopefully that happens this year, 2024. So just got to start off by saying that was fantastic. So, and the reason I'm going to go on straight to the amateur boxing now is because most people will be thinking, what does Artur Beterbiev do that is so fantastic, which makes him indestructible, basically? And I think, in my personal opinion, just let me know what your opinion is. I think he just sticks to all the fundamentals and the basics, and he does everything so well. That's what makes him unbeatable. So then that leads me on to the amateur boxing, which my club, the National Spartan Company Boxing Club, who presented me with this lovely t-shirt last week when I went down to the gym to join him in a boxing class down there. I had the pleasure of joining the beginners class on Tuesday night with Coach Dean. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, National Spartan Company Boxing Club, it's my home club. They're based in Avonmouth in Bristol, down in Barracks Lane. They're run by head coach Gary. They've got coaches Pat, who does the intermediate classes. They've got coach Abby, does the kids and the ladies classes, and coach Dean coaches the beginners classes. And it's a fantastic club. And I absolutely love joining in. As an Asian tiger, I found it fantastic. I was certainly blowing come the end of an hour session, so it's fantastic. And it's always good to see the lads as well and the lasses. And I stayed on to watch the intermediate class with Pat, and there's people coming through the door all the time. It's fantastic. The night after, I had the pleasure of joining the carded boxers. So the boxers who are actually carded and fighting, and watched their class, and that was fantastic as well. I didn't realise they were doing sparring, so it was sparring on a Wednesday, because I normally think sparring is on a Friday. So that was a nice little pleasant surprise to see the guys there. So there was one of the young lads there, Logan. He's gone on to be a professional fighter, and he's come through the ranks from the amateur, from the NSC. Also Sam Smythe was there, and he's come through the ranks as well, and he's just having his comeback as a pro after a few years. So there's two pros there boxing and sparring with the amateurs, which is always good to see, and it always raises everyone's levels up a little bit. So that was fantastic, and it's just great to be in and around the guys down there. And I gotta say, the young stable of female boxers coming through are looking quite exciting. So just to run off a few names, you've got young Sky, young Bobby, Frankie, I think there's a new girl called Emma joined in as well. Good stable all round, and there's lots of beginners coming through as well, being introduced to the intermediate, and it's good to see the separate classes as well, because you can see the layers. So you can literally see the youngsters when they walk in as a beginner, and then a couple of years later you can see them coming up through the levels, and the next thing you see, they're on one of the shows which we cover on the channel. So previous video I did, the last video I did was a little highlights clip of the club, the NSC. So that's my home club, and I love them to bits. So the last video we filmed was Paddy John's just before Christmas, which was amazing, a fantastic show where which the NSC are in. It's the South West Amateur Boxing Alliance, or SWABA I think it is, and they've got a collective amount of clubs from the south of England, like London way. I don't think they go up as far as the Midlands, but it's mainly the southwest and the south of England, or in obviously the southwest area alliance. So that was fantastic. I think Paddy Johns was switching over to the English alliance, which we've covered a club called Wodensborough up in Birmingham, and they're in the English alliance. So we will go anywhere to film anyone. So if any of you are watching this and you want us to come and cover your gym for training, to give you some publicity, promotion, talk about, we're very happy to do that. We'll travel anywhere as long as it's boxing. We're going to visit the Fox & Co Boxing Club up in Lincoln soon, which hopefully they're going to get their home show on, which they haven't done since I bumped into the guys there. And this coming week, we're super excited. We're off down to Torquay, down to the English Riviera. We've had the invite from the Seven Hills Boxing Club, to film their home show, which I missed their show end of last year, which I couldn't fit it into my diary, but I'm super excited. I'm going down to the seaside, and some of the youngsters down there, they're fantastic. And whenever you get a show up and around the Bristol area, or even further up the London way, the Seven Hills, they always bring not only just their boxers, but they bring a big entourage with them as well, and they travel anywhere. They're really enthusiastic, and they're a class act as well, so I can't wait to film down there. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hopefully going to be given some great hospitality, as I always am, and welcomed in. And it looks as though it's a very fanatical little area down there for the Acorn Community Complex and Sports Complex down there. And it's going to be, it's great. Hopefully the atmosphere is going to be brilliant, and I can get in amongst it and show you the highlights of the whole show. So we're doing something a bit different on that show. We're going to be highlighting one home boxer. So he's going to get special treatment from Team Tiger. So it's young Isaac Fletcher we're actually highlighting this week, and he's up against a youngster from, I think it's Barnstable ABC, so they're not too far away, both in the Devon area. One's in North Devon, one's in South Devon, so can't wait to see Isaac. He's a shy lad, so we're going to actually try and get him interviewed this time. But he's a lovely boxer, and a couple of years ago when I first saw him, just a tiny little lad now, so he's growing up. He's 15 years old, and I can't wait to feature and profile Isaac. So if anyone who wants me to film their show, I'm going to highlight one boxer, and also I'm going to, as much as all the highlights to do behind the scenes, I'm going to feature the full fight of Isaac's fight and his bout, and it's going to be right in the middle of the highlights footage, so you can see everything that goes on, whether it be in the corners, the ring walk, etc. So I'm going to make a big fuss of Isaac on the night, so fantastic, I can't wait for that. So we're going to try and use a few new editing skills as well, so I can't wait for that. So I've been watching the Seven Hills guys running up and down the sand dunes down somewhere in Devon, I don't know whereabouts, but they're looking as though they're going to be really fit, and I can't wait. So it's going to be a hell of a night. So that's the roundup this week, guys, from Box. Ding ding. So can't wait to see you guys. We're open for invites. We'll travel anywhere. Just nearly forgot as well, so the National Smelting Company Boxing Club, the NSC, are off to Portugal for the Pro Box tournament, which is really building some momentum down there on the Easter weekend. And I think they're taking 14 youngsters over there, which is by invitation only for boxers all over Europe. So that's a really good experience, and they're going to come back with, I think they get to meet some really high up people down there, and the whole experience of travelling, being part of an entourage as well, is good for the youngsters so they can build up their confidence, taking it forward into their future bouts, so they don't get any nerves, etc. So really looking forward to that, and hopefully they're going to Cuba later in the year, so we're going to hopefully travel over there as well. The Tigress and myself are going to be over there filming and follow every step of the youngsters' journey, so I can't wait. So we're here to talk about all things boxing, amateur boxing, pro boxing, you name it, our weekly roundup and box. Ding ding! Catch you later, guys.